break it in for burnout.
Alright, got the motor on the dyno here, and everything's going together good. Jason's hooking up the drive shaft in the back. But just for a quick rundown, so people are probably wondering what this motor is. This is the Camaro motor, and yes, it has a carburetor on it. So I guess we can go from the top down. 950 Holley XP Ultra XP carburetor. Jason threw the spacer on there because I think the throttle wasn't, it was hitting the intake over there. Holley single plane intake. Now this is not ported to match the heads, so this will be a massive restriction, but for braking procedure, it'll be enough. Okay, so LME heads. So these are, well, they're 823 stock castings, and then they sent them back to us fully ported. Everything's CNC job on that. It's got BTR shaft rockers, BTR spring package, Urson valves, and then these are Speedmaster? Speed Engineering. Speed Engineering headers. These are 1 7/8" stainless headers down to a 3-inch collector, so we'll get those hooked up to the dyno. It is just a stock 6-liter block. It's got Molnar crank, stock stroke, right?
Yep.
And then Molnar rods, diamond pistons. It has a NK Performance, so thank you to Nate over at Dr. Tudemall for the cam package and Johnson lifters in this. And then up front here, we've got the timing cover from Joe Blow Speed Shop over in Australia. And we're running this because with the blower, this has the bearing built into this cover back here. And again, NA for now, and then we plan to put the blower on, and that intake has been welded around the O-ring ports. It was planed. One port was CNC ported by hand, and then the rest of them were all ported with the CNC 5-axis in a 1/4 inch. That way it's a lot easier to blend each port in. Yeah, I think we're, what do we got left here? We got to hook the exhaust, we'll bring the water tank in, get our water hooked up here to the front. We got to put our driven brake-in oil. So I don't know if you've ever used that before, have you?
Nope.
It'll be our first time using the driven brake-in oil. So it's supposed to help with seating the rings and a bunch of other properties. Check out their website, you can see that. But yeah, we'll get that all hooked up and ready to go. And then, Jason, how much? I think we guessed in another video, but we'll put it in this one. You guys can comment down below what you think, because we're kind of all up in arms. We've had something similar on the dyno with, I think, Cathedral port heads, and it made 490, I think, horsepower. So, what's your guess?
569.
Tanner, what's yours?
470.
We just had one that had worse heads on it, made 490. Jeez, that's not saying much. I don't know. I'll go 550. I mean, I have better hopes for it, but I think this intake's going to be a massive restriction because these rectangle ports will flow pretty good. CFM, but I think this is, what, you got an important phone call coming in, Jason?
I don't know. No, we're not one number off.
6'8". Oh, shoot. All right, but yeah, I'm going to go 550. Jason, 569. Tanner's going to be 470. Just go 469 then.
469.
All right, well, let's finish getting her hooked up and let's find out. All right, so I should add, we're also powering this because it's carbureted, you guys. You got to still fire your ignition. So MSD makes this. This is the black series. Jason wanted it to be black, so.
Once you go black, you don't go back.
It's the MSD LS series. So literally, we just have to run this wiring harness, which needs power and ground. And then you plug in a few sensors and your cam and crank sensor. Oh yeah, we don't need a starter on the dyno. But anyways, yeah, we got to plug in the crank sensor, cam sensor up front, and then this one here, I don't even know if they sell the other one anymore, but you have your custom over here, and then you have your standard stuff over here. And what you can do, I think it's this plug right here. You can plug this into USB and you can actually take it to your computer and you can tune in their custom tune. So if you're drag racing or something and you needed a little bit hotter tune, you could get out your little micro screwdriver that they provide for you. They even give you this MSD USB card and a MSD little pocket screwdriver, so you can get right in there and click, click, get your little hotter tune in there. So unfortunately, we're not going to need any of that stuff on the dyno. We just want this thing to fire. We might check it just to see how much ignition timing it really does have, actually. But again, break in, make sure it runs good. And I think since we've been off camera, I think we decided that since none of the EGTs reach to even plug in up here.
About 6 to 9 inches from touching.
Yeah. We're just not going to dyno with the blower on it. So this is all you're going to see in this video. NA, we'll see what kind of power it makes, and then we know it makes good power with the blower. It made 920 horse with a 5.3 with cathedral four heads, so this thing should make 4 digits all day long. So NA, that's what you're getting. Blower, you'll see it in the car, making smoke clouds. Hey, Tanner. I think it's gonna be a great day. Alright, well, as Jason tightens the last string up, I think, besides knowing how to set this MSD box and hopefully having the correct wiring, I think we're good to go. So, we've got vacuum here in the intake, we've got our oil pressure, no coolant temp, but that's going to be controlled by the dyno anyway, so we really don't need that. But fuel leaks are hopefully fixed, and I think we're ready for the test fire. We're going to warm it up, obviously get it up to temp, try and seat the ring stuff, so we might have to adjust the temp on that. I don't know what you ran at last.
Probably 169.
Yeah, well, we might run it a little bit hotter than that, adjust that, just to get it up to a good temp, 180 or something, run it there for a while, and then Jason's got an O2 in on this side since our EGTs didn't reach, which we would have ran both anyways, but unfortunately we were not going to be able to read that. So, okay, well, let's see if she can fire up.
I guess I can do it here. Everything good then.
Sponsored ad, but if you run a Clearview filtration with a wet sump, they make this nice little deal you mount on the side here.
I got one coming, but
Jason's got one coming where basically you hook an extra line to your oil tank, pan, whatever, and you bring it up to this, and then you plumb it into the end, and it's just a little pump that spins right here off a drill and sucks it from the pan, and it primes the system for you.
Yeah,
instead of having to crank your motor overdrive. But okay, well, I think we're good and ready for a test fire. I'm going to plug this back in. Hooked up the box is set. Kind of magic we got. Yeah?
We had squirt out the back. It's squirting.
That's the 4 barrel, so yeah. Yeah, no EGTs.
Too short. Like Tanner.
If you put the right cam gear in there. I don't know what it is. You'll have to turn that up until it says 0 down there. of it outside. I think it's going to make more power than you think. I hope so anyway. I hope it blows all of our... Well, what Jason say? 569er? Okay. That's doable. That's achievable. I hope. Well, we'll continue the warm-up and then we'll make our first pull, and I might have to do some adjustments to the carburetor. We don't want to get too crazy though, because again, we're just trying to break the motor in and see the range is really all we want to do, but we're going to make a pull or two and try and see what power it makes. Gotta run this thing on LS1, I think. Yeah, let's have him try it. Try it once. I just cracked it the other way just a little bit, just so it doesn't go up anymore. Well, Tanner. Oh, look up here, Tanner. Oh, that's actually a pretty good graph. So 91 octane, and let's see. So right here, horsepower 486, torque over there 436. I mean, that's not enough or anything, but sounds like it. It made over 469. Yeah, so we might have to get a laptop because we might not be getting nowhere near the numbers we think we're going to get. So we might have to do a vice grip garage. Beep, boop, boop, boop. All right. Well, we're going to check some stuff over. I think we could turn the selector switch to something else, but I accidentally had it on LS3, and that thinks it has a 58X crank and a 4X cam, and we don't have that, so I turned it back to LS1, which is your 24X and your 1X cam, so that's why we had that issue the last time. But we'll check some stuff over, we'll be back at you. Are you supposed to know what you're doing when you're messing around in here, Taylor?
Sometimes.
We're gonna open all these windows up and just see what all they say. I mean, we got a rev limiter here, 7. We probably better. We'll change that to like 7,500, just so we're not hitting it with the dyno. And then biggest thing is right here, the timing table, I guess. Well, I don't think we're going to be making any more power because this goes up to 32 degrees at 7,000. So, well, I don't know. I guess.
Which table?
Oh, let me go to the right tab, Tanner. Sorry. LS1HO. Okay.
Well, I read something there. I'll record and run.
Hey, Tanner, you're supposed to have the
Flash it again.
manifold, the map sensor. You're supposed to have that hooked up, and I think that's one of these wires laying up here, so we might have a problem. All right, we'll check some stuff over, and we'll get back with you. Alright, so you're probably wondering why it's smoking in the videos there. And Jason, I'm going to say this because he's in there. There's these adapters, these bolts that go in for this adapter to the dyno. And the last time we dynoed like, I don't know, the 5.3 or something on here, I know he stripped one of those out. He's never going to admit to it, we all know that. But yeah, unfortunately the bolts in the crank, they go all the way through, so we're getting oil out, and you can see it spraying all over the header. It's probably getting on the wall. Yep. But yeah, that's what's going on there. So just making quick pulls. Hopefully, the fire extinguisher, I'm sure, is very handy. But yeah, no. Let's see what we made some more power. So I adjusted the timing up 4 degrees there, and now you can see we're at 535 and 450 for torque. Now, if you look here, this is vacuum on the intake. And we're pulling over an inch of vacuum, and according to the engine builder, he says that, yeah, obviously the intake is a massive restriction. That could be 50 horse right there. We just don't have the time to port it out or anything, and nor do we don't need a number in A. That's the whole thing, is we just want to break it in, seat the rings, make a few pulls, and honestly, air-fuel ratio, I mean, look at the green bar is the last one, and honestly, it made a really nice run there, and That makes good power up there. Right where we're going to be running it, Tanner. I mean, don't get me wrong. This motor, when we build the one for Jason's car, it's going to be NA. And we need it to make power up there. I know the engine builder says we can't go over like 7 with it because it's going to be stock bottom end, but he won't be there, so we might bump it up a little bit. Who knows? But I mean, we want the thing to live too, because we're going to be thrashed on that. I think Tanner, if he goes, I think you're going to drive too, Tanner. I haven't told him that yet, but it's been offered up that whoever comes over there can drive this, and we're all going to have a little competition over there. So, and whoever's new to the channel, if you guys didn't know, obviously this is all being done because we're going to Australia. So the Camaro gets shipped out late October now. It kind of got bulked up a little bit, so we got a little work to do. So we got this motor, which is the main one. We got to build a spare yet for the Camaro. We got to build the NA motor for Jason. So that's when I keep talking about an NA motor for that. That's what we're talking about. But let's see what the engine builder wants to do. Maybe pull a plug. I think we could add more time to get more power, but honestly, I think we're wasting our time at this point. We should probably pull it out, get it in the car, get everything hooked up, and we should worry about wiring the car up the rest of the way. We should worry about getting it painted. I think that's going to happen, so stay tuned for that. And just lots of other things got to happen because originally I think it was December, so we thought we had all kinds of time, but now we're kind of scrambling. So, all right, well, let's see what's in store and if we're going to make any more runs or not, and otherwise we're done. All right, I think this is the final pull. 36 degrees of timing. There we go, now it's running good. So 36 degrees of timing, we're going to see what she's got, and then we're pulling it off. I seen like 560 something flash, but sometimes that's not accurate. That's still 7,000, still peaking up there. 549, 456 torque. So 549 horsepower. But again, if you look at the vacuum being pulled there, we're pulling a lot of vacuum here on that intake. So it's definitely a restriction. I seriously think, well, we definitely could make 569 for sure, but I bet that's a 600 easy horse NALS, but that's gonna do it, guys. So we need to pull this off, get it put in the Camaro, get the blower and stuff put back on it, and then, I don't know, we'll start on spare motors, Jason's motor, just everything right on down the line. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you know what, Tanner, should we give somebody a shirt, whoever got the closest? So whoever got closest to 549 horsepower, we're calling it there, and that was right at peak. So if we did run it out a little more, it might make a little more horsepower, but again, we're calling it there. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.